Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Monday, August 12th. It is 6:22 right now. Markets are open in about 8 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. Just got a few things here to update. And we should be good to go. All right, that's good. Last thing. All right, looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Put this over here. All right. Looks like we are good to go. So as people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. So let's start off with marking up liquidity right there, 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 and there. Let's go down to the 8-hour. Got liquidity right there. Down to the 4-hour. Liquidity right there. There. Down to the 2-hour. Down to the 1-hour. Down to the 30-minute. Down to the 15-minute. Down to the 10-minute. There's a lot of liquidity sitting all over the place, mainly on the bottom side. So we might have a drop to the bottom today. Back to the 1-minute. And it looks like we are good to go. So, all right, guys, I've marked up liquidity over here. The closest level of liquidity above is at 39,739, and the closest level below is at 39,667. The ATR right now is currently 8, so we're back to normal volatility for the day, or for the week. We'll see what happens here when market opens, though, because on market open, this thing can just spike right back up. But right now, market is looking pretty much normal with regard to summer conditions, and we'll see if this stays. There's no news for today, so there's not really going to be much of a catalyst to push price around. I mean, we'll just see what happens here. Today is Monday, though, so it's first day of market open. And typically on the first day of market open, you can expect some crazy movement. So we'll see what happens when the market actually opens. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Monday, August 12th. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. It is 6:26 right now. Market's going to open up in about 4 minutes, and we'll see what happens here shortly. So let's see who's here in the room so far. Morning, Max. Morning, Steven. Morning, Sadie. Morning, Adam. Morning, everybody. See how this takes us here on open. See, Maxi, can I see the lower levels of liquidity? Yeah, sure. Let me go in the higher time frames here. I'll just zoom down. So here's the closest level at 39,667. And the lower ones down here are at 39,610 and way farther down here at 39,602. So once it gets down to 39,610, they're going to be a couple more liquidity levels right below. And then if you want to see the ones below that, they're kind of spread out by about, we'll say about 20 points each. So over here from 610, we have the first level, and then 602, 597, 584, 569. They're kind of bunched up down here. So if price does push, a bit lower, we might get a continuous push down to the bottom here. There's so many levels of liquidity down below. And then above, we have levels of liquidity up here too. So, but they're more spread out. So if price breaks above this London high, the next target is going to be this New York high right here. Sure, no problem, Max. Yeah, so price breaks above this level here. It's probably going to push up to the next session, which is going to be above this liquidity right here. And then if price breaks below this session right here, it's going to push down to these levels of liquidity down below. So I mean, price can really go in either direction. The ATR is starting to pick up a little bit, but not very much. We don't have much of a trend right here. You can see price is in between the pivots. If price breaks above the sessions here and continues climbing, we'll have a bullish bias. And if price pushes below, we'll have a bearish bias. But we'll see what happens here. Looking at retail sentiment is currently 64% short. This indicates that 64% of retail traders are currently selling right now. So we typically want to do the opposite and buy. We'll see what happens here when the market actually opens, if price does go in that direction or if price continues to climb lower. There's no news today, so there's no catalyst to really push price in either direction. All the movement today is just going to be based off market structure and basically normal market movement. So we got market opening up in about 30 seconds, guys. Keep an eye out on the chart. I'm not really going to take anything until we have some sort of direction. So I got to let the trend establish first before I start actually looking for some entries here. All right, guys, we got market opening up in about 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Market is now open. So here goes the opening candle right here. There you go, the opening candle. Still no direction here. The ATR is starting to pick up quite a bit. So price is kind of just spiking back and forth. Again, like I said, I'm going to wait for some sort of direction here before I start looking for some entries. No direction here yet. Price is just spiking back and forth, which is normal. Today is Monday. Remember that, guys. So we have a lot of orders flooding in from the weekend. And we'll just see where price goes. We got price pushing down to this lower level of liquidity down here. Hasn't touched it yet, but you can see prices in an area where there's a lot of manipulation. We have the sessions up here, which is the London high, and we have the Asia high, which is down here. So you want to wait for price to push out of this area. In order for me to take some sells, I need price to push below here and continue climbing. In order for me to take some buys, I need price to push above here and continue climbing higher. So that first level of liquidity right there just got hit, guys. If you guys took that full TP, pretty much just blasted right through it. So there goes that first level of liquidity. Again, I'm going to wait for, some sort of confirmation here before I start looking for some entries. But again, as I mark this up right here, first level of liquidity, full TP right there, blasted right through, came down, touched it, and it shot all the way down. So I will leave this up for now just to identify any fake outs. Once price pushes even lower, I'll clean this up, start looking for some more entries. Looking at level 2, we have a lot of buy orders here, so that's why price is kind of like swinging back up. Got a lot of buy orders trying to buy the dip. We have a possible market flow entry here that could set up soon. It's too late. I couldn't get into it. I don't know if anybody caught that market flow right there. It went straight through. Yeah, that market flow happened way too fast. I was literally about to put my pending order. As soon as I did, it shot all the way down. So it's all good. Missed that first market flow right there. Pay attention to this. All right. So wait for the next one here. There may be another market flow in the next candle. If it's too close to the pivots, I'm going to hold off on it. It's too close to the sessions right here anyways. So possible market flow on the next candle here. Doesn't look like we're going to get it there. So price is dropping. Looks like we might be looking for some sells here like we talked about earlier. There's a bunch of liquidity sitting down here, so okay with taking some sells. Just got to wait for another market flow to come up. There's nothing else here, so I don't see anything else here yet. Price is pushing down to this lower level of liquidity down here. As I mentioned earlier, I said if price comes below, this is going to be the target for price to reach. So if price continues to drop, that's likely where it's going to go. All right, we have price kind of just sitting down here now. Looking at the level 2 right now, there's a bunch of, it's pretty balanced right now. There's not really too many orders on either side that are overpowering. They're all pretty much just balanced. Yeah, we got price climbing down further. There's a lot of buy orders sitting down here. So price swings back up, no surprise. Looking at the level 2 right now, just trying to see if we're going to get a retracement up or if we're going to get a push down further. So there we go. As price reaches the first level of liquidity right here, might see a rejection because I do see a bunch of buy orders sitting here on the level 2. There goes price blast through. If you guys took that first level of liquidity, full TP on that first one. I'll just leave the liquidity right there for now, just so that you guys can see if there's a possible fake out. Like I said, there was a bunch of buy orders waiting right here, so I was expecting this rejection. Now I'm going to look for the continuation back to the downside. So I'll give you guys a heads up when I look at the level 2 and there's a lot of buy orders there. Typically, I can see if they're sitting down here like pretty far below. That's where I saw a lot of them sitting. I mentioned, possible retracement. And this is fine because I do want to see a retracement here. I want price to retrace up, bounce off the pivot, come back down for the retest. Then I can take my entry from down here. Nice. Sadie caught 2 of the liquidities right there. Nice work. There goes. Price starts to dump further. So that retracement's done with. Looking at the level 2 right now, there's a couple of orders down here. They're not very big though. So there we go. Price breaks right through the next level of liquidity. So this one's done with. Full TP on this first level of liquidity. Full TP on the second level of liquidity. Full TP on this third level of liquidity. I mean, price is pretty much doing exactly what we anticipated, right? We talked about this earlier. Said price is probably going to break through and then knock out this level of liquidity down here. If price drops any lower, we have the Asia low down here. It's right at this, and there we go. It's right at the Asia low. So typically, like these sessions is where you start to see a lot of the manipulation. I'm looking at the level 2 right now. I don't really see too many buy orders here. I actually see some sell orders. So price might retrace up sharply and then come back down sharply, which is what I'm looking for. That's what I'm trying to get with this market flow entry, but we just don't have a far enough retracement yet. Let me turn on the levels real quick. Forgot to leave that on. So there's actually entries that are coming up here. We have a levels entry that's setting up right now. which should be right here if anybody's looking to take that. Again, I'm looking for market flow entries myself personally, so I'm not going to take levels entry, but there is a levels entry here that just came up. Price came below, touched the levels, possible correction back to the downside. I'm going to wait for it to swing up and then come back down from there. So still waiting for these market flow entries to come up. 637 right now. We missed one up here. So there was one market flow entry that came up on this red candle right here. Happened too quickly, so I missed it completely. I'm going to be looking for this next one here. Looking over here at the level 2, there is, there's a balance between the two levels right now. So there's not a lot on the sell side. There's not a lot on the buy side. They're pretty much balanced. The price might just consolidate here for a little bit. It might have a slight retracement, but for the most part, we might get some consolidation right here. I don't like where price is currently at because, and I'll take this off right here so that you guys can see clearly. The reason why I don't like where price is currently at right now is because it's right at the sessions. So you can see how price bounced directly off the sessions right there. I need price to push up a bit higher before I can start looking for a continuation, because I'm not going to take any trades down here if it's too close to the sessions, of course. I need a higher retracement. All right, we got price breaking past the sessions right here. There's a lot of sell orders over here on the level 2 right now. I see some big contracts, 22 contracts, 23 contracts. That's pretty much pushing price down here. The contracts are at the, let's see, 64 level. So they're actually like right here, right around the sessions. So we got price still climbing down right here. Next target is going to be the liquidity down here, of course. We still got a couple more levels of liquidity if price continues to drop lower. So we got 2 levels right there. Let's see. So the levels intro over here that I marked out for you guys hit full TP, if you guys can see that green candle. So price came below here, broke below the sessions, came back up to retest the level. That was a levels entry. So I'm going to call out different strategies depending on which one you guys are following. There's no other entries that are coming up though. So there's no market flow entries that have come up. The only thing I've really seen here has been a levels entry. There's another possible levels entry right here if price does swing back up. So price broke and closed below it. It swings back up right here. It could be a levels entry, continuation to the downside. Levels entry is basically a break and retest of a level. We have price down at liquidity now. Keep looking over here for another opportunity. Like I've said, guys, I'm only sticking to the market flow entries. That's pretty much what I'm taking right now. If I see anything else that comes up, I'll call them out. But for the most part, I'm looking for some market flow entries. At this point right here, I'm not going to take any market flow because it's right at the sessions. Like right now, I need price to drop even lower. So I need price to drop a bit lower, retrace up to somewhere down here, and then come back down. But I'm not going to take any entries here at the sessions. This is typically an area of manipulation, as you guys know. So I'll leave these levels of liquidity down here so that you guys can see that they're still around. And I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry. So I need price to stay down here for a little bit. Let the pivots catch up. Once the pivots catch up, I'll be looking for a possible market flow. I need price to stay down here, come back up, and then come right back down for retracement. This is another levels entry right here, actually. So there's 2 levels entries that came up today. We had one right here, and we had one right here. Price broke below, retraced up, filled the order right here at the 50 mark, and then it came back down further from where it's currently at. Looking at the level 2 data right now, it's pretty much balanced, so we might get some consolidation down here. Again, if we get a breakout, then we'll get some movement, but at this very moment, the level 2 data is looking pretty much not flat, but it's looking balanced. So we're getting like double-digit orders on both sides. I'm going to focus on the sell side to see if there's any fluctuations there. We have one big order on the sell side, but it looks like it already got filled. So we got some sell orders right here at the 50 mark, which is going to be right here. Okay, at the level mark. So at the level mark right here, we have a bunch of sell orders that are waiting. You can see how price has trouble getting past it. Price tries to retrace up and then it has trouble getting past it. So I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry right here on maybe the next couple candles. So price might retrace up from this point, bounce off the pivot, come right back down. That's what I'll be looking for. Nice. So Max over here took 3 trades today and he's done. Locked in 3 trades for 45 points. Great work, Max. Hey, Brock, morning. All right, I'm gonna keep looking at the level 2 right here. I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry right here as well. It's just the volatility here starting to die down a little bit. So probably won't happen on this candle, probably on the next one. So we got some volatility here. Keep watching for it. All right, I'm gonna clean up this liquidity right here. Got about 5 seconds on this candle. I'm gonna look for price to swing up. If price swings up, touches the pivot and comes back down, that's gonna be a market flow entry, of course, as you guys know. So I'm looking for price to swing up, come back down. It's knocking out these last levels of liquidity down here. Clean that up. See if there's anything further down. So there's more sessions down here. So if price continues to climb down lower, it'll possibly come down and drop to those levels down below. All right, so I'm just waiting for the retracement here. I'm gonna keep looking at the level 2 because the level 2 is gonna be the key. It's gonna be the key signal here to look for the retracement. I'm looking on the buy side right now to see if there's any big buy orders. There's a couple big buy orders right here around the 99 mark. So 99 is gonna be down here. Yeah, that's exactly where price bounced off right here. So, I mean, they're pretty balanced. They're not super heavy. I see like 13 contracts, 15 contracts, 16 contracts, but they're not like in the 20 mark. When I see the bigger contracts like 20, 30, 40, 50, then that's like where I start to see some sort of reversal. But people are trying to buy the dip right now, but it's not really retracing. It's just dipping even further. Today's a good day to look at the level 2 because there's no news today. So you're not really seeing any crazy movement. You're kind of just seeing retail play around with the market, go back and forth. So when you do see a big order that comes in, the number, the colors changed on my chart. So I'm starting to see some bigger buy orders right here. I'm seeing a big buy order here at the 86 mark. So around the 80 mark right here. I'll just go by the whole numbers. So we have some big buy orders right here on the 80 mark. I'll just focus on the whole numbers versus like the in-between numbers because it's just too hard to look at the individual numbers. Because it just moves so fast. So right here at the 70 level. So at the 70 level, which is where price is currently at right now, I'm seeing a lot of buy orders come in. There we go, the retracement. We're probably not going to get a levels entry here. It might happen on the next one though. So the next candle, I'll be looking for a possible levels entry to come up. The next candle is the one following that. We got 5 seconds on this candle right here. See if we get a retracement, probably not. We got the buy order sitting at the 50 level right here. 50 level is going to be at this level right here, the black line. So if price comes down to this area, it's probably going to bounce off it. This liquidity, pretty much all the liquidity that I marked up today on the lower side got hit. That's pretty much what we anticipated today. So if you guys caught those levels of liquidity, nice work, because there was not really much retracement. You could have caught them as they swung down lower. All right, so price is starting to trace up a little bit right here. I don't know if it's going to hold though. There's some big orders right here sitting around the 60 mark, which is going to be right here, slightly between here and the level right here. So where price is currently at, I'm seeing a bunch of buy orders come in. You can see prices trying to swing up, but it's not really having much luck. It's pushes up, then it just gets pushed right back down. The level 2 right now is pretty much balanced, so we're not really seeing too many orders. I do see a bunch of buy orders right here at the 60. So that's where price is currently at. I'll just call the whole numbers. So like I'll call like 60, 50, 40, etc. Right here at the 50 mark, I see a bunch of buy orders, 18 contracts, 20 contracts. Currently at the 50 level right there. Let's see if it bounces off the level. It's doing that exactly. But it's just not enough to push it up. So we get small influxes of big orders to try to push price back up, but it's just not enough. Whenever a big order comes in, a bunch of sell orders come in and it pushes it back down further, which is ideal. I mean, that's kind of what we're looking for, right? We're looking for orders to stack on one side. But the problem for me here is that I can't take any entries because I'm looking for that retracement. So until I get that retracement, I can't just jump into these entries here. If you guys do want to take liquidity, I mean, there's some more levels of liquidity down here. However, I think this is going to be a bit more tricky because it's going to be at the sessions. So just something for you guys to keep an eye out for. I'm going to keep out an eye on the level 2. This is the only way I can kind of predict, not really predict, but I can anticipate the retracement. All right, so I'm seeing a couple buy orders right here at the, no, they're pretty much balanced. I'm trying to balance them out, but there's just too many orders right here on both sides. They're not one-sided at all. All right, we're getting some buy orders right here. It's pushing price up. We might finally get a market flow entry at some point. Possibly on the next candle here. We got 20 seconds left on this candle. There's actually a lot of buy orders that are coming in now. So I'll look for a possible market flow here on the next candle. It actually swings up. There's another levels entry there that's pending. All right, so let's see if this here actually swings up. It's got to swing up higher. All right, so no entry here yet. I need this to swing up a bit higher. It's 30 seconds left on the candle. This would have been a good entry too if it swung up just a little more. I'll look for the next one. Yeah, it didn't swing up high enough for me. The volatility is just a little too low right now. ATR is currently at 29, so it's pretty decent, but there is some sideways movement here. Again, I'm gonna look for this next candle here to come up, bounce off the pivot, and come right back down. We got another opportunity right here. Again, I need this to push up a little bit higher. It's at the 38. We have sessions and liquidity sitting below, so if price does continue to drop, that's going to be our ideal place for price to reach. So the next target price point is going to be down here if it continues to drop lower. All right, I'll look for this next candle here to swing up, come back down. So it looks like prices continue to drop lower. There hasn't been a low that's been established yet. So you guys can see over here, I was looking for some high-low scalps, but there's just no high-low scalps that are coming up because price has just continuously dropped. There hasn't been a retracement this whole session. Price kind of swung up a little bit, but not really a real retracement, or price swung up high enough for it to confirm a continuation to the downside. Yeah, and Sadie also mentioned it's oversold as well. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm here waiting for some retracement. I'm just waiting for the entry to come to me. If I don't have any entries for today, that's fine. Today is Monday, like you guys know, so there's no need to force any entries here. But there were a bunch of entries that did come up. I think there was about like 6 or 7 liquidity pushes that came through. They all hit full TP. So depending on what you guys are looking for, I mean, obviously I've been looking for market flow entries that haven't come up yet. Volatility here is starting to slow down a little bit. Just got to be patient. Just got to continue to be patient. I know there's a lot of opportunities here to FOMO, get into something that's not really there. But yeah, I mean, we have a whole week ahead of us, guys. So there's no need to force any entries here. Just make sure that you guys are paying attention to, how price moves, and make sure that you get in when your entry shows up. There just hasn't been anything else here. There's been a lot of levels entries though. So we had one level entry right here, one level entry right here, another one right here, another right here. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 level entries right here. These are the only strategies that have been coming up. So if you guys know the level strategy, there's 4 of them that came up right here. Just that and then liquidity. And then some MPSs as well. Or I think there was like 1 MPS, right, Sadie? Yeah, down here. So price pushed up right here. Not there. It was this one right here, actually. Or it might have been this one. Somewhere down here, there was like 1 entry that came up. All right, we might get a market flow entry coming up here. I'm going to focus on this candle, on these next couple candles. It's probably not going to happen on this one, but on the next one here. This one's got 30 seconds left on it. So, I mean, there's a possibility for it to come up and come back down, but for the most part, I'm probably going to wait for the next one. Yeah, probably on this next candle here. Volatility is just low. It's way too low for it to push up and come back down. So you guys can see the volatility here starting to die down. We're getting closer and closer to 7 o'clock. This is typically where the volatility starts to get flat. I'll keep looking for entries here, but only if the volatility picks back up. There's no market flow entries here right now. We're getting close to 7 o'clock, so I think the volatility might just kind of flatten out a bit. There's no market flow entry here. Again, I'm looking for price to swing up, retest the pivot, and come back down. There's a levels entry that just came up right here, hit full TP again. So pretty much at every level, there's a levels entry that came up. Level entry right here, right here, right here, right here, and again down here. Yeah, these candles are getting really small. They're like less than 10 points. Still no entry here. So we got a direction. Obviously, price has been dropping right here, but there's not very much volatility. It's like a slow snail push to the downside. You can see every candle here is pretty much small. It pushes, but it's just super small. There's not enough volatility here for this. Looks like a typical summer market. So usually in the summer, this is how you guys see the market move. It's either going to go directional but really slow, or it's going to go sideways and really slow. We have a possibility of a market flow entry coming up here now, maybe on this next candle. Look out for it. Still not far enough of a push for me to get that retracement. I just need a sharp push up and a come back down. Sharp push, retracement, and correction back down. So I just need a little retracement and a swing back to the downside. There's still no market flow here yet. I'm looking for it to swing up. It's got 28 seconds left on this candle. All right, so we got 20 seconds left on this candle. I'll now put a pending order right there. So it hasn't filled yet.
Order submitted.
There we go. It's probably not going to fill. We got 10 seconds left on this candle. Might be a reversal back to the upside. Yeah, I'm going to cancel it. All right, so I canceled my order right there. As you guys can see, never came out and filled. There was never a market flow there until it actually came up and touched the pivots. So again, we'll wait to see if this here ends up reversing. We don't have a reversal pattern down here, so there might not be a reversal yet. But we'll see what happens here. So we got 7 o'clock coming up shortly. I'm not done trading, guys, so I'll keep looking for some more entries here as we push past 7 o'clock. I mean, obviously there's a big push here. So if you guys took any of the entries down here, it looks like you could have made some pretty decent profit. There was about 8 levels of liquidity, I think, from the top end to the lower end down here. So if you guys caught any of those levels of liquidity, nice work. If you guys caught the levels entry, there was also levels entries right here. Again, I'm gonna look for some market flow entries here. There may be one on this next candle. So I'll be looking over here. There may be one coming up on this next one right here. I need price to swing up a little further. Probably bounce off the blue pivot right there. This is a CB entry now that I'm looking at it. CB entry right here, it's not a super clean one, but it is a CB entry. All right, price didn't retrace up high enough for me here. Just looking for it to swing up a little bit higher so I can hit that blue pivot and correction back to the downside. So the CB entry right here already hit, looks like dropped about 10 points. I'll be looking for the next entry here for possible market flow. Look for it to swing up, swing back down. All right, my pending order right there. So I got my pending order sitting right here for a possible market flow entry. Not filled yet. See if it actually comes back down. Volatility super low. The direction here still looks bearish, so we'll see if this here fills. All right, looks like I'm in the position now.
Order filled.
Let's see. I didn't really get in exactly where I needed to, but let's leave it as is. Looks like this might hit my stop. I got stopped out. It's all good.
Filled.
So got stopped out right there, guys. It's all good. Just one loss for the day. 500 bucks. That's not too much. Low risk. There's just not enough volatility here, as you guys can see. We're just getting a sideways move here. It's past 7 o'clock. I'm gonna have to wait a little bit for some volatility here to pick up before I start looking for the next entry. So one loss for the day, half risk, $500, and I'll be waiting for this next entry. So we got some sideways move over here. Again, I need price to actually move. There's just no direction here. We had direction earlier, but there was no volatility. Now we have no direction and we have no volatility. So I need some movement here. I need price to climb up, continue climbing, or I need price to come down and continue climbing down below. We have some targets down here. So if price does decide to continue climbing down lower, we do have the sessions right here and the liquidity. This is why I was kind of okay with taking a sell, because it looked like price was coming down. We had price swing up here, continuation to the downside, but then here we go as price starts to swing back up. So we'll see what happens here. Price is overextended. So you can see from this upper area right here, we got price coming down about 300 points, 350 points almost, with no new low. So price started from this higher high, climbed down right here. We finally had a lower low right here. And now we got price pushing up. So it looks like we got to sit tight and just wait for some movement here. This is the downside of trading a summer market, is because you typically don't have much direction or volatility. Last week was pretty crazy though. So last week, if you guys remember, each candle was moving like about 100 points, 50 to 100 points. Now market's pretty much stabilized and it's back to how it normally moves during the summer. So this is normal summer movement where price just tends to not really do too much. Let's see, we have a possible continuation to the downside right here. So what I'm going to be looking for right here, we currently have price ranging between the 450 and the 50 mark. Let me go over here real quick to our chart. So we got the range between the 450 right here and the 500 down, or the 350 down here. 400 actually. So this is a consolidation right here. Price is kind of just consolidating within this middle area. Let's see if the market volatility picks up a little more. It looks like it is picking up a little bit, not very heavy, but a little bit right here. We're looking for it to come down, retrace up, and then possibly look for another sell here. Or if price climbs up higher, look for the buy there, of course. But at this very moment, we still have a sell buy. So you can see prices below the pivots, trend meter is red, pivots are angling down. The divergence here is starting to shift back to a sell. It's just not very, it's not very volatile. All right. It's 7:06 right now, guys. We have a lot of time. So I'm just going to sit tight, wait for the volatility here to pick up. It's going to pick up eventually. The only problem is that there's no news today. So we don't have any news today. That's why there's not really much, there's no catalyst really pushing price around. It's just kind of doing what it wants, whether it goes up, whether it goes down, but there's not very much volatility here. Let's refresh CNBC real quick. No breaking news from CNBC over here. I mean, there's nothing going on. There's no CNBC news. There's no economic news. There's just retail pushing price around. And here goes retail right here. You can see the retail sentiment has changed quite a bit. It was at 65 to 63% this morning. It's now at 57. So you can see a lot of retail starting to get out of the sells, and price is starting to climb up a bit higher. So we might be able to take some, let's see, some market flow entries for some buys here. Price continues to climb up higher. One thing that I started to notice is that whenever the pivots over here start to shift, the pivots 1 and 2, this could be a sign for a reversal. So we could look for possible market flow right here. We probably don't even have to wait for a full-on trend shift. We can just find the bounces off the pivots once the pivots have crossed like this. And if price does climb back up, first target's going to be the sessions right here. That's going to be first level. Next level is going to be the Asia high right here and the opening price and the London high above as well. So we've got a lot of targets up here if price decides to climb up higher. If you guys want to look for a market flow entry right here for a buy, that's going to be a possibility. I'll look to see if the volatility picks up and it's high enough. I'll be open to taking a possible market flow entry here for a buy, even though the trend hasn't completely shifted. Because the thing is, with this slow market, it's going to take forever for the trend to actually shift. So we can use the lower pivots over here, pivots 1 and 2, to identify the trend shift versus looking at the entire pivots as a whole. Because in order for these pivots over here to cross over the level 3 and 4, it's going to take a while, especially because the candles here are moving so slow. So I'll keep looking for possible opportunities here. Looks like the volatility here is looking a little better. It's not super great, but it is a little better. So if this here swings down and swings back up, there could be a possible market flow entry for a buy here, which I've been looking for a buy anyway. So this morning I mentioned I wanted to look for buys because of the retail sentiment. And again, I'm still kind of geared towards looking for buys anyways. So we'll see right here if I can get that. Maybe on the next candle. So possibly on this one right here. It would have to swing down quite a bit though. The thing that I do like here is that there's a lot of volatility now. So the volatility is starting to pick up. You guys can see these candles getting a lot bigger. So compare these candles over here compared to the candle over here that we took earlier when the candle was barely moving. It's looking a lot better. So let's see this over here. Price comes up. Okay, it's not going to happen on this candle. This candle is about to close. So I'm going to look for the next candle here for a market flow to bounce off the green pivot and swing back up higher. Because I do see a reversal on the way, of course. Especially with the volatility here starting to pick back up a bit more. So let's see what we got here on the next candle. This is a pretty far push down. I don't think we're going to get a market flow entry on this one. It's probably going to happen on the next one. But I'll probably look at it anyway, just in case. Yeah, it's not going to have enough to push down, not where it's currently at right now. So if you guys traded with me last summer, this was kind of the case last summer too, because the trend doesn't really shift very often in the slow markets. So if you guys have traded with me last summer and last winter, we opted to only looking at pivots 1 and 2. Pivots 3 and 4, sometimes when the market's not moving fast enough, you're not going to see a shift. So you guys can see over here, it'll probably shift eventually, but it's going to take a while for it to actually shift and push through. So in the past, we've opted to only look at pivots 1 and 2, the green and blue, versus 3 and 4. When the volatility is high, you can stick to 3 and 4, but when the volatility is low, you can stick to 1 and 2. So I'll leave them all up, but that's kind of what I'm looking at here. I'm going to be looking at a possible market flow entry right here, so that we can catch that reversal back to the upside, because I'm expecting price to push up to the sessions up here. We have a lot of targets over here. We have sessions. We have the Asia low. We have the London low. We also have opening price. So I'll be looking for possible market flow entries right here if price does swing back down, retracement, continuation. Looks like the levels entries here have been hitting pretty often. So you can see over here, price going back up. We had a levels entry right here for a buy. Another one right here for a buy. Possibly another one if it breaks above this area up here. So we got 50 seconds left on this candle. So it's going to be tough to find these. In order for us to get these market flow entries, it's going to have to retrace immediately on the following candle. As you can see over here, once price pushes up, it's probably not going to retrace back down enough for it to come down heavy and then push back up. We got 30 seconds left on this candle. I'm not expecting this to actually pull back to the pivot over here. I'm looking at the green pivot. So I'm mainly looking for the green pivot bounces. Right here, price is retracing down a little bit. Like, yeah, for example, right here, I'm not expecting this to bounce off and then come right back up within the last 10 seconds. So possibly on the next candle here, I'll be looking for a market flow. I do expect a reversal here to happen. I'm also looking over here at the level 2, and there's a lot of buy orders in place. So I'm looking for this to swing down, bounce off the green pivot, and then possibly swing back up. But the volatility here is just flat. All right, guys, we'll keep waiting for this here. It's 7:13 right now. It's probably going to be flat for like the next 5 minutes or so, and then we'll get some volatility to pick up later on. But yeah, this is pretty much how you adapt with the market, guys. If the market volatility is too low, you have to make some adaptations to identify the trend shifts before they actually happen. Because if you wait for the trend here to shift, like, let me just zoom out real quick. If you wait for this to actually cross over and start to climb up like heavily, it's probably never going to happen. You'll probably be waiting all session and it'll probably never happen because the volatility here is just not high enough. You guys can see there was a nice direction here. Now price is trying to reverse to the other side, but realistically, there's just not much direction here. So there's no range. Price is moving directional. But again, I'll be looking for some possible market flow entries. My main focus for these market flow entries is going to be the pivot 1. So I think that's probably the best level to catch these market flow entries. The other levels aren't exactly, you typically don't get market flow entries off these other levels. So like, for example, here price came up, bounced off the pivot 3, they never come back down. Price is over here at the level 4. It's probably not going to push up, come down, and come right back up. It's very unlikely for it to actually provide a market flow entry off these higher levels. Because once price gets to these higher levels here, level 3 and 4, it's pretty much due for a reversal at that point. And that's exactly what's happening here. You guys can see price is finally getting above levels 3 and 4. And at this point, price is probably going to break and retest and continue climbing up higher to the next session right here, which is the Asia low. Target price point is going to be right here. All right, looking for a market flow entry here. So I'm going to look for this to come down, bounce off the green pivot, which is level 1, and push back up. We'll see what happens on this one. This one has 46 seconds on it, so it's got a lot of time. Let me see if it drops down low enough. All right, so I'll put my pending order right here for a buy.
Order submitted.
It's got 20 seconds left on it. This one's probably not going to fill. We've got 10 seconds left. And I am going to cancel it. No fill right there. Maybe on this next one.
Order canceled.
I wasn't able to put my order in right here. I need to retrace down a little further. Yeah, I'm not going to get this one. Looks like this will probably hit TP, but I'm not going to get into it. Full TP right there. I don't know if anybody caught that right there, but that's what I was looking for. This is exactly what I was looking for right here. It never pushed up right here, so I couldn't fill it. This pivot was actually below here on open. So I'm just going with pending orders now. I'm not necessarily going in with market orders because I don't want to get caught in what happened with last week. Volatility was too high last week, got caught in a lot of slippage, but this is textbook of what I was looking for. Nice work, Sadie. So Sadie actually caught it. Nice work, Sadie. This was literally what I was looking for. So I said I was looking for price to come down, bounce off the green pivot, shoot right back up. It never filled on this one. I knew it was going to push on this one, but I just couldn't put the order in. So it's all good. I'll look for the next one here. There's possibly going to be another one. I do expect the reversal to continue climbing. So Just gonna wait for this next one here to come up. Might happen on this one right here. The volatility picks up at all. All right, so I'll put a pending order right here.
Order submitted.
See if it fills. Still hasn't filled yet. It's got 15 seconds left on it. I have to just cancel it right here. We got 10 seconds left on it. 5 seconds. I'm going to cancel it. No fill.
Order canceled.
All right, let's try it again right here. Looking for this to swing down and swing right back up. So as you guys can see, the volatility is starting to pick back up, but it's just not really moving too directional. And I'm missing like all the good entries. All the good entries that are hitting, I'm pretty much missing them because the volatility is just not there. Again, if price pushes up higher, target price point is going to be the sessions right there. Again, I'll try to look for another opportunity here for entry. Try to focus on levels 1 and 2. So if you look over here at the pivots, try to just focus on these levels right here versus all of them. The other ones are going to help, of course, because they're going to identify the trend, but for the most part, the main focus is going to be levels 1 and 2. So I'll see if this here retraces back down. We got 50 seconds left on this candle here. Can't exactly get entry until it retraces down a little bit further. This volatility here is just it's not consistent. So you can see we had some pretty decent candles over here, and then now it's just getting super flat. The volatility is going to come up again. You just have to be paying attention. So I need to keep looking at the chart and be focusing on like the movement here, because as soon as you lose your focus, that's when the entry is going to come up. It's not going to happen on this candle, maybe on the next one. All right, so possibly on this one here, if it swings down far enough. Put my pending order right there.
Order submitted. Order filled.
All right, so it looks like I'm in the order right here. The entry wasn't exactly where I needed it to be, but let me see if I can make adjustments over here to my TP. Like 1 point. There's like a 1 point differential. All right, so let's see if the volatility here picks back up. Again, the volatility here is just really flat, so just watching it here as it kind of pushes through. There we go, price climbs higher. Full TP right there. So I'm back at break even for the day.
Target filled.
Target filled right there. And we are good for right now. So again, I'm going to look for another opportunity here for entry. So currently at break even, like I said, it's a back and forth. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, it's all good. It's just back and forth. This isn't back and forth like this for the past couple of weeks, as you guys have known. Last week was actually not bad. So last week we had a net 3 win. We had three wins for the week, but the week before that was break even. Last week we had 2 break even days back to back. It's just, this is the market that we're currently in for summer. So as you guys can see, I'm adapting with the market. I'm not just sticking to normal market flows. Like for example, today I noticed, okay, it's going to take forever for the trend to shift. So we're just going to stick to pivots 1 and 2, which is perfectly fine. We do have a target up here. So if price does climb up higher, we want price, or we're expecting price to push up to the sessions up here. So I'll keep looking for some more buys. And as of now, because the volatility is so low, I'll just focus on pivots 1 and 2, right? So basically, when the green pivot is below the blue pivot, level 1, we'll be looking for some sells. When the green pivot's above the blue pivot, we'll be looking for some buys. Going to make things a little easier that way. So like I said before, guys, you guys don't have to worry about like market conditions, because I'm always going to find ways to make money in the market. It doesn't matter what the market's doing. If it's moving slow, if it's moving fast, I'll find solutions. That's what I'm here for, right? I'm the one with the experience here. I've been trading for, I don't know what, 12 years now. So you guys don't have to worry. If the market's not moving directional, then I'll find ways to make money in the market when it's going sideways. When the market's going directional, we have strategies for that. I'll do the work. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'll always be, my mind is always flowing. So if I see something different here, or if I need some small changes that need to be tweaked, then we'll make these small changes. I know a lot of people, they get kind of flustered sometimes. Like if you're trading your own strategy and you don't know how to make adjustments to the market, you start to second guess your strategy, right? For me, I don't second guess my strategy. I just make small adjustments to flow with the market. Like for example, here for this buy entry, we typically wouldn't have taken this because the trend hasn't shifted yet, but because the market's moving so slow, we were able to take off the higher pivots and just follow these lower pivots over here to identify what the current trend is. So just keep that in mind. Trading is, you never really master trading, guys. You just get better at adapting with it, because the market's always going to be different. Like last week was crazy. We were able to avoid a lot of crazy movement last Monday because of the spikes. And we were only able to do that because we understood how the market was moving. So, all right, we have a possible market flow entry again right here, setting up. You need to drop down a little lower. It hasn't came down and touched the pivots yet, so I needed to drop down a bit more lower. It's not looking like we're going to get anything here, so I'm going to leave that alone. Nothing there. All right, we'll see what happens with the next candle. And you guys can see the trend is starting to shift here, so it's exactly what we were looking for. So I'm gonna look for this to drop down a little bit lower. I'll look for it to swing back up. 42 seconds. I'll put a pending order right there now. All right, so I'm in the position now.
Order filled.
I gotta move my TP down 1 point.
Order filled.
Just to meet the criteria there. So it was off by like 1 point. The volatility here is a little low again, like I said. We'll see here if it pushes up from where it's currently at. I do expect a reversal. You guys can see these candles here are very small. It's just the low volatility that we just talked about. Typical summer market right here. And I just gotta let it run. I think what I might have to do is I might have to turn off the trailing stop because of the low volatility. But I'll leave it as is for now. All right, I'm just gonna let it do what it needs to do. Stop loss and profit, full TP right there. All right, guys. So there we go. We're net profit for the day, for the week. So we have 1 net win for the week.
Target filled.
Target filled right there. We're good. Let's keep it going. So this is what I mean, guys. You guys just have to be patient with the market, right? Earlier, there's so many opportunities to chase these sells. And I said, just wait for the market to come to you. We're back in profit for the day and for the week. Now we just keep waiting for some more entries here. So you just got to be smart, guys. Like this is why a lot of people blow accounts because they start to make dumb mistakes when he should be waiting for the entries to come. Again, right here, another possible market flow. I'll keep looking for this here if this ends up swinging back up. I need this to try to drop a little more. It's not far enough yet. We got 30 seconds left on this candle. Not enough yet. Again, our target's still up here. You guys can see the bubble. The liquidity still, the session is still sitting up there. So just waiting for it. There's not going to be an entry here. I don't think this is going to come down and come back up quick enough. Possibly on the next candle. So I'll put a buy stop right here. If it ends up
Order
swinging back
submitted.
up. If it doesn't, that's fine. I'll cancel it. No, it didn't fill my order. Okay, I'm in now.
Order filled.
I was confused for a second there. It didn't fill my order, and then I got to move the TP down again a little bit. Little lag there, I guess. All right, again, low volatility, guys. Just watching here as it moves around. Yeah, there's just not much direction. I do think price will push up, but the volatility here is kind of low. I'm just gonna leave it as is, let it do what it needs to do. And if my stop loss gets moved in profit, which it probably will pretty soon. Stop loss in profit, full TP right there, guys. So I'm in profit about 1,000 for the day. 2 back-to-back wins right there.
Target
Or
filled.
3 back-to-back wins. See, as you guys can see, like I said earlier, guys, it doesn't matter what the market's doing. The market could be moving volatile, it could be moving slow. I'm gonna find ways to make money, so don't worry about that. The money's gonna be made. So we're good right here, guys. You guys, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are struggling right now because this is not a directional market. So a lot of people aren't able to take trades in this type of market, like movement and direction. But we have a strategy in play and we have a plan in place. So, we're doing fine. All right, so I'll keep looking for some more opportunities here, but like I said, the volatility here is just not really moving too much. I'm pretty satisfied with my profits for the day, so I'll keep looking for some more entries, but if we don't find anything, I'm not going to force anything. Today's Monday, we have a whole week ahead of us. But if you guys want to keep looking for market flows, this is what I was saying earlier. So like earlier, we missed all the liquidity, but now we're getting all the market flow, which is perfect because this is what we wanted anyways, right? I stick to what works for me. And there's just small adaptations that you can make to fix that. I mean, because the market isn't really trending very much, we probably don't even need to use the trend. Like we don't need to find an overall trend. We can just stick to pivots 1 and 2. So if you guys want to do that, I mean, you guys could even turn off level like your other pivots, and you can just couch, the bounces off pivots 1 basically. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and take a screenshot of all my profits for the day so far. And then from there, I'll keep looking for some entries. But if we don't find anything, again, I'm not going to force any entries here. There's just no need to. I'm pretty satisfied with my performance for the day so far. So let me screenshot this real quick. This was our first loss this morning, 7:01. It would happen at 7:01, like right at wherever this was. So 7:01. I just hate trading after 7, but because the volatility is so low, you don't really have a choice. All right, so there's another market flow entry here that just came up. Looks like it's about to hit full TP right there. Looks like Sadie got it. Nice work, Sadie. I wasn't paying attention to it, but I did see it come down right there. Another one. So Sadie, you're probably up like 6 or 7 wins now? 9 wins. Okay. So yeah, Sadie said, "Oh my God, I'm done. 9 wins back to back. Nice work, Sadie." These market flow entries they're really good. I mean, if you know how to apply them and you know how to do them properly, they're pretty solid. I know some people are mentioning, or I think just one person, John, was mentioning that he doesn't like the market flows. It's fine if you guys don't like the market flows, but there's a lot of power behind these entries, guys. If you guys know how to apply market flow, it's like this works in all types of markets, volatile markets, slow markets, sideways markets. There's a lot of opportunity there, but I mean it's just up to you guys, right? If you guys want to apply it, feel free. And if you don't like the strategy, it's fine. You don't have to take it. I'm not telling you guys this is the only strategy to take, but this is what we've been taking, and it's been on fire. I've been taking this for like what, 2 months now, almost over 2 months, like almost like 3 months. And this is all I've been doing. This is what I took to pass the challenges or the evals. This is what I've been taking after, and it's just been pretty solid. So, all right. This one over here was at 725. So we're currently at 3 net wins or 2 net wins, I think, for the week so far. As long as you guys lower your risk, I mean, losses shouldn't hurt. We took one loss earlier this morning. It didn't really affect us too much because our risk was calculated. Like I lost 500 bucks. I was like, okay, whatever. Now I'm up $1,000. So, and we took a bunch of trades today too. So we took 4 trades today. It's a pretty good amount of trades. But since I'm taking half risk, I mean, it makes sense. I took 4 trades today, but this is technically 2 trades because since I'm taking half risk, it works out that way. Sorry guys, I'm just gonna answer this question real quick. All right, so I don't see any other entries right here. As you guys can see, we've had 4 trades for the day. First trade over here was for a small loss. We had 1 win over here, 1 win over here, and 1 win over here. And you can see over here on my chart, this is where the arrows are. So we had 1 loss and 3 back-to-back wins right here. So I'm in profit about 1,000 overall across all of my accounts. Let me go over here and take a screenshot of my profits real quick. All right. So here is my net for the day. Not super bad. I mean, not super. I'm not really like affected with my profit. So you guys can see here, I didn't make pretty good profit, about 1,000 per account. So almost like 20,000 for the day. But this doesn't really affect me because you guys can see I'm pretty consistent with my profits. So I'm not really making too much. I'm usually making about 1,000 a day where I'm losing 500 to 1,000 a day. And it's just a routine process, right? That's how you guys have to get with your trading. When you guys make your profits, I mean, for one of you guys, for some people in the group, you might see your accounts like this and you might be like, your mind might be blown because you've never seen profits like this. But if you do this every day, this is going to be regular to you. This is like, if you guys look at my profits for the past year or whatever, like that's normal for me, right? Making this type of profit. And that's how you guys have to be. Because if you guys get too excited when you make certain profits, that's how your trade psychology gets all messed up. You just want to make sure that you're just level-minded and you're not really getting too excited for your wins and you're not getting too sad for your losses. Because I feel like that's what happens with a lot of people when you trade. And there's no entries right now, guys, just a heads up. I don't want you guys to think we're missing anything. But it's you just have to be in control of your trade psychology. If you can be in control of your trade psychology, you're not going to overtrade anymore. You're not going to revenge trade. Like, for example, I'm happy right now because I did pretty decent with regard to my wins. The profits are just an extra for me. My main goal here is really just to win. because I trade for a 1-to-1 risk reward. So as long as I have more wins and losses, I know I'm going to be in profit. So for me here, my main focus here is to win trades. I'm here to win trades for me, and I'm here to win trades for you guys, right? We're here to just win, win, win. And then at the end of the day, like right now, I said I was done trading. So now that I'm done trading, I can look at my profits and I'm like, oh, okay, we did pretty good today, right? We did pretty good. So I just feel like I have to remind you guys that, because there's a lot of people who just get too overly excited and then you end up blowing your accounts, right? And that's not what I want to see for you guys. I want you guys to be consistent. So let me just add up my profits for the day. So 910 times 20 plus 885. So I'm in profit 19,085 for the day and for the week so far. I'm always going to look out for your guys' best interest, right? I'm not giving you guys like dumb advice or dumb, like I'm not just telling you guys this. I'm literally telling you this because this is how you guys should be trading. You should be trading like a robot every day. Just focus on winning. And if you focus on winning, you're going to have profits at the end of the day. That's literally what you should be focused on. Because if you focus on the profits, this is going to affect you, right? Like last week, I was in profit like $100, and I had like one red account over here. If you're too focused on the profits, you're going to be upset that you didn't make like your 1,000 for the day. You should be happy that you were in profit, right? Versus, oh, I didn't make 1,000. Because this is what happens. Like, see, for example, on my account, you guys see how I made 910 here? I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I didn't make 1,000, so I need to take one more trade. And what happens when you take that one more trade, you end up blowing your account. This is like literally what happened with Will, right? This is what happened with you. Will wanted to make like 10 more bucks, I think. He was at like 990. He's like, oh, I want to make this to like, I want to make 1,000. And then he ended up taking the trade and he blew the account. It's that's what happens, guys. Don't look at the money. So don't ever look at the monetary value. Just make sure you guys are winning. If you're winning your trades, you're going to be in profit. I mean, it's tough, but I mean, that's how it is with a lot of people. Yeah, Steven said this is what happens to me a lot, so many times. And I know because I've been through that before. I've been to the point where I'm like, oh, I'm making 1,000 a day. Today I need to make like one more trade to make it to that 1,000. And then you just start making a bunch of mistakes, revenge trading, over trading. And like as soon as you take those trades, your account's blown and there's nothing you can do about it. Yeah, Sadie said, thanks, Sean, for the market flow trading strategy. Simple, profitable, and easy to recover. Yeah, definitely. We took that small loss earlier this morning, or I took it and then made it right back right after. Let's see. Dylan said, I figured out how to zoom into the candles on NinjaTrader. Much easier to put a pending order in. How do you do that, Dylan? Do you click on the magnifying glass? I'm assuming that's how you do it, right? And you just highlight it. Okay, I see. I think I saw what you did there. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, that's actually way easier. I'm gonna do that now. Thanks, Dylan, for the heads up. I figured that's how you would do it, but I never actually tried it. Now that I've tried it, I can see where the lines are now. So it helps a lot. Perfect. Yeah, Rashida said that's why I don't have a dollar amount goal, just a trade goal. Yeah, and that's exactly what I do too, Rashida. My goal for the day is usually 2 net wins. If I have 2 net wins, that's gonna be equal to 1 net win for full risk, and that's about 1,000 a day. So if I can make 1,000 a day across 20 of my Apex PA accounts, that's 20,000 a day. That's pretty good money. So that's the way I see it. I know everyone kind of sees it differently, but you should always have a trade goal. I think a trade goal is better than having a profit goal. Because when you have a trade goal, you can even count like partials as a win, right? Like say, for example, you move your stop loss in profit and it hits it. Then you have you have that goal hit, and then you're good. You have like pretty much 5 wins, 0 losses. Wrap it up for the day. Let's see. William said, hey, Sean, you have 300 account. I only have 300K accounts. All of my PA accounts are 300K. So that's all I have. I haven't had a 150K account since like January. In January, I had 20 150K accounts, but I've swapped them all out ever since. Like over the months, I went from 150K accounts, 20 150K accounts to 250K accounts, and now I'm at 300K accounts. So I'm like pretty much maxed out with with PA counts for Apex so far. That's where I'm at. Barack said, nice one. Still working on my robotics side, but always admire yours. Yeah, no, definitely, Barack. You'll get there. I've been doing this for a long time. I think me trading live with you guys has also helped because I can't make mistakes on here, right? As soon as I make a mistake on here, you're gonna see all the trolls come onto the chat and say that I don't know how to trade. We've been there before. So for me to avoid that, I just don't make mistakes anymore, or not as much as I used to. Hey, what's up, Cliff? Good to see you. I haven't seen you here in a while. Let me scroll up real quick. Just want to make sure I'm not missing anything over here. Let's see. Max said, I only get excited when the payouts hit my bank account. LOL. Prop trading firm with a prop trading firm. None of the money is yours until it's in your hands. Yeah, no, I agree with you too, Max. I just got my payout, so I'm not sure if anybody else got their payout for the first week of the month. I got my payout, I think 2 days ago. It just hit my account. So I requested a small payout. It wasn't anything big because it was for my remaining accounts that I had funded already. Let me see if I can check real quick. Because I know some of you guys were asking about payouts last week. See, like usually I get my payout on the 15th, but I'm looking over here. Let me check my business account. Yeah, so my payout is still pending, but it's it's there. Here, I'll show you guys. I'll take a screenshot. And again, this isn't really to show off to you guys. This is just to show you guys that the payouts are coming. I know a lot of people have different feelings about Apex, but I mean, I get paid out every month, basically on time. So the payout's pending, and it's probably gonna process by the 15th. That's usually when it gets processed. I mean, you guys don't have to use Apex. It's really up to you, whatever you guys want to use. But like I said, I'm going to use what works for me and what's been working for me. And let me see if I can do it over here, actually. It's easier to draw and stuff on Instagram. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take off my account number. Okay, so let me just airdrop this to myself. Because I know everyone has something to say about Apex not paying out, but they pay out they pay it on time for me, and they pay out consistently. So let's see. All right, so yeah, here's my account right here. You guys can see Kodi Kai trades. That's my business account. You can see I have a pending wire from Apex Trader, 5,600. I don't necessarily, I just request whatever I have left over. So it's never like really a full number. I just request everything that I can take. So like on that payout, it was small because it was just a couple accounts from my previous accounts. Over this past week, I have like 11 new accounts, so I have to trade 10 trading days. So hopefully I'm probably not going to be able to request it by the 15th, but probably be able to request it by the end of the month. So next week in September, or next month in September. Because you need to have 10 trading days in order for you to get it. But Taran, yeah, there was a market flow entry that came up right here. I don't know if anybody saw that. I know Taran said I didn't see it myself. Sorry, I was just not paying attention. There was one that was setting up right here, but I don't think it ever pushed up to fill. And this one over here, it pushed down, but it didn't actually push up to fill either. This one right here looks like it pushed down, and I'm not sure if it actually pushed up to fill, but it looks like it might have, because it came down right here, bounced off. If you have your pending order waiting right there, it would have filled it for a continuation to the upside. But yeah, I'm not sure which one you're referring to, Tom, but there was like three of them. It looks like came up here. One right here, one right here, and then one right here that actually possibly could have filled. There's another one right here too, actually. So another market flow right there. I just wouldn't take this one here because I would want it to come down a little sharper, right? I would take something like this right here. Like I want something to come down very hard, bounce off the pivot, and shoot up because you want to catch that correction. This is technically a setup, but I think this would happen too quickly and you would just miss it. For me, I would have just missed this entry. This one over here looks like or it's still pushing up right now. So the initial one right here is actually a good one right here. It looks like that one just hit its full TP. So this one looks like it came down, came up, would have filled your order, and then would have climbed up higher to its TP right there. Let's see. Stephen is asking, after profit split and taxes, does it feel like we make less? I mean, it's always going to feel when you make less, Stephen, because you're not getting the full amount. Because, I mean, you literally are making less. It's not that you feel like you're making less. You literally are making less because you're making 100% from the trade. And then if you get a profit split, you take 90%. So you're already making less from there. And then when you pay taxes, the taxes are depending on how you're filing your taxes. Like for me, I trade through a business, right? You guys saw my payout over here. My payouts get sent to my business. So I have write-offs and deductions. So like for me, it doesn't really affect me very much. I don't necessarily pay much in taxes. But if you're doing it individually, you would just pay, it's a 1099 form. So you're not going to pay normal taxes, but you're going to pay to some extent, a little bit in taxes. So yeah, it doesn't really feel like you're making less. Like for example, if I made 20,000 at the end of the year, I'm probably going to pay like maybe 1,000 or 2,000 in taxes if I'm not trading in the business. If I'm trading the business, I'm probably paying no taxes because I have deductions. Like all of my eval fees and stuff like that, that's all written off. So if I paid, say for example, I made 20,000, I owe 2,000 in taxes, but then I pay 2,000 in evaluations and activation fees, then I don't pay any taxes. I just keep all the money. So yeah, that's kind of how it worked. As Eternal said, I just got my first profitable trade, took the exact one you mark on the screen now. Nice. Yeah, that was a perfect entry right there, Tarn. You actually have so many confluences on this entry here. So you guys see how there was a big wick right there? This right here was a very nice rejection. Plus, you had so many confluences here. You had price rejecting off the session, you had price rejecting off the pivot, and then it shot straight through. So nice return on catching that. I figured this was the one you were looking at because this one here just didn't fill, and this one here didn't fill either, but this one here looks like it did. So great work right there, Tony. I would have taken that trade too if I had the opportunity, but I missed it by a split second. Thanks, Cliff. Yeah, today was a good day. Kenny said you keep 100% of the first 25K profits with Apex. Yeah, so Kenny is right. I totally forgot about that. So the first 25K in profits you do get to keep. There is a limit for the first 3 months. So I'm just taking whatever I can for now. I'm trying to get as many payouts as possible so that when I get to that 3-month period, I can just withdraw everything. So yeah, thanks, Kenny, for the reminder. I always forget about that. Let's see. Max said, I know someone that works at Apex, and he said big changes are coming. 8-year requirement and no more request periods. Can request whenever. Not sure when the changes will be implemented. That's going to be pretty cool, Max. If that's the case, that's gonna be pretty cool. I think every 8 days I'll be requesting a payout. Yeah, Apex just like people say that Apex is getting worse. I think they're getting better for me personally. If that's the case, then I'm just gonna I'm gonna request a payout basically every week or every other week. Because the 8-year requirement is possible. We trade almost every day, so that's gonna be super solid. All right, guys, it's about to be 8 o'clock, so I think it might be time to wrap it up. Let's see. Max said it was from that community forum they sent out a couple months back. Nice. Yeah, I didn't even look at that, Max. I should have looked at it because I use Apex so much, but I know I know everyone's voting on the good stuff. So we'll see. Their Discord still isn't up, so I don't think their Discord will ever come back up. I'm in their other Discord though, so there's an unofficial Discord which is run by the previous admins. I don't know if anybody wants to go in here. It's probably not the best place to go, but yeah, they do have an unofficial Discord group. Let's see. Steven's asking, Sean, does Apex and MT4 differ in spreads a lot? Well, when you're trading on Apex, it doesn't really. Apex has a real spread because the spread on Apex is from the actual exchange. If you're trading on MT4, then you're most likely trading on a bootleg broker. Because I know you trade on like those random brokers. And that's just because I know what you trade on, Steven. Yes, they're probably gonna differ a lot because you're trading on a bootleg broker that kind of just creates their own spreads. So yeah, they're probably gonna differ a lot because those brokers that you're trading on, they kind of make up their spread. It's not the real spread. So if they want to make it super wide, they can make it super wide. If they want to make it, they're not going to make it tight. If anything, they'll make it super wide. So yeah, I do think your spread on MT4 is going to be a lot wider because you're not using the real spread. You're using a fake market, like whatever made up market that they're trading on, or that you're trading on, I guess. I mean, you should be using Apex. You should be using a futures broker in general, Steven. You live in the US. You shouldn't be using a forex broker or MC4 broker because those aren't allowed here in the US. I mean, you can use them, but if you get scammed by them, you can't really. The odds of you getting scammed by them are very likely. So yeah, I would only recommend that you guys use a futures broker. It doesn't have to be Apex, but it should be a futures broker because the futures brokers use the actual exchange. Like all of this market, all the, this all the trades that we take here are on the actual exchange. You can see here that we're trading on the CBOT. We're not trading on some bootleg broker, right? So you're not trading on. So if I type in US 30 over here, right? These are all made up well, they're not made up brokers, but they're their own broker. So if you look at Blackbull, that's their own market. Like they create their own spread. If you look at capital.com, they create their own spread, FXCM, Pepperstone, ECAP. These are all like made up brokers. The futures brokers trade on the actual exchange. So if you trade at futures, you can see here that this is from the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, right? CME, CBOT, Chicago Board of Trade. This stuff's from the actual exchange. So this is why futures are what I recommend and what everybody should be trading on, not some made up market where they can kind of manipulate price and stuff like that. Yeah, Steven said my TP hasn't been reached, but Sean has, then I'm stuck in a trade. Yeah, that's because they do that on purpose to trap you in the trade. That's why people don't really use that's why unregulated brokers aren't allowed in the US. And you guys can trade CFDs, or we used to trade CFDs, but we can't anymore. All right, let me take a look at the team profits real quick, and I'm gonna wrap it up for the day, guys. So looking at this over here, here are my profits. Let me just add them up. I already added them up. So these are my profits for the day. I took 4 trades, 3 wins, 1 loss. Total profit of 19,085 for the day. And for the week so far, 19,085. Looking over here at our team profits, we have Jonathan with a profit of, let's see, 1,700, sorry, not 1,000, 17,391 for the day. Nice for Jonathan. Or no, this is not Jonathan, sorry. My bad. This is Johnny. Johnny locked in 17,391 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Johnny. Huge win right there. Looks like you're about to pass that eval if this is an eval account. Yeah, it is. So it looks like you're about to pass. You just need 3,000 more. So big congrats to you right there. We have Max here. Max locked in 360 on his first account, 350 on the second, 350 on the third, 560 on the fourth, 560 on the fifth, 1,475 on the sixth, and 1,040 on the seventh account. All PA accounts right here. So a total profit of 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5,000 for the day. Nice work, Max. And then we got Usman over here. He got his 2 net wins for the day, locked in 708. Nice work, Usman, all wins. He has 17K left to reach his 20K goal and the 300K count. Yeah, just got to stay patient, not overtrade. It should be good. But other than that, I think that's about it, guys. So, all right, Brock, we'll see you back here tomorrow. If you guys have any more questions, you guys can put them in the chat now. Otherwise, if you guys want to reach out to me personally, you guys can always message me on Discord. But if there's no questions, we'll wrap this up for the day. It's about to be 8 o'clock, 7:57 right now, 3 minutes till 8. There could be a possible market flow right here if this swings down a little further. I'm not going to take it, of course. But yeah, the market flow there has now filled. As you can see, price came down slightly, came right back up. And this will probably hit, but I'm not in this position. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the day. Pretty good profit for the day, pretty good net win for the day. And we'll continue on with this trading week as we progress further. Tomorrow's PPI, so expect some heavy news movement. Yeah, we have producer price index tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, we have CPI, consumer price index. And then we have heavy news on Thursday, heavy news on Friday. We have heavy news pretty much every day this week. Today was the only calm day. Tuesday's going to be heavy. Wednesday's going to be heavy. Thursday, Friday, same as well. So, all right, guys. If you guys have any questions, full TP on this one right here. Feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow